solves the issue 100%. Speaking of solving the issue, well, this guy starts with a 1-0 lead because he came from the upper bracket. He has demolished this tournament thus far. Will he be able to continue his reign of dominance? It is Alpha X's Nice.
And in the top right here in the red, coming back to the losers bracket, the previous champion of Taiwan, looking to try and get that title back. He is Haas.
Questions abound on how this series will play out PvP. And it is Nice with a low ground expand, or a low ground wall off, I should say, but double gas doesn't look like an expand build. So looking like he might just be wanting to deny information and set himself up for an easier expand later on in this game. Haas, on the other hand, not really scouting just yet. He's looked around for proxies near his base. He's going for a 2-gate double gas himself. He's now working his way across this map after looking for those proxies. And looks like rather standard openings. Only difference is that low ground wall off for Nice.
Indeed. Still just the 2-gate opener, as you mentioned, with just 2 probes in each of those gases. A very hunky-dory normal opener here. A normie build in game 1 of Haas versus Nice. My goodness.
Is that a full wall, Maynard?
I think it is. That's a little different.
No information for you. And not a bad way to start. Does just keep him in the dark. Now, what does Nice do with that lack of information? There's 2 probes out on the map, which makes me think a proxy might be in order.
Yeah. You get a full wall off like that, that's going to get the gears spinning in Haas's head here. As he gets active on the map.
Stargate at home, in fact, for Nice, before starting any gateway units or warp gate. So Stargate into warp gate, very quick Stargate. Interesting to see where that leads. Haas, of course, just going Stalker's warp gate, a bit more standard on the red side of Haas. So he tries to puzzle this one out.
There's a bit of a puzzle at the moment for Haas. Nice also having a little bit of look in the main base. You get a pylon count? I think he did.
Yeah, all the pylons in the main base, so no secrecy there from Haas. Haas is like, no, I'm just doing super standard things and trying to figure out what you're doing. And he's checking just about everywhere for proxies with his own pylon as well. They're both really just kind of searching everywhere. Nice is going to try to come back in with a probe and see if Haas has expanded. That's going to be an important piece of information as oracles start up on his side of the map.
Wow. This shield battery behind the wall for Nice is just like, you know, he's like, nothing is getting in here ever, unless it flies or it's in a warp prism. There's no crack in this natty. Proxy pylon going up next to the natural of Haas, just the left side. And here with this pylon, is that an adept warp-in pylon?
Yes, that's the game-winning pylon, which is the 2 random adepts. Pylon. The moment Haas moves out for a counterattack, that's the one where, you know, those are the adepts that always get into your base. It's just the sneaky pylon behind your third. You don't use it until the other player is moving out of the map, and that's when you use it. Now, these guys, though, doesn't check fully for it. Haas. You know what? In the previous series, we've seen a lot of people like Butterways and Haas would always put it a bit closer. They wouldn't put it right behind the third. So Haas here not finding that location just yet. Now his hallucination has seen the Oracle moving out. He's going to warp in more Stalkers. It's looking like Haas wants to go straight up towards Blink here. And 2 Adepts are now warping in, getting ready. But I think they're going to run into these Stalkers. Unlucky timing here for Nice.
Yeah, a little bit. Stalker's definitely gonna outmuscle these 2 Adepts, no problem. But the 2 Adepts, if they're getting into a probe line, will still take some workers down with them. No wall in there for Haas.
Oh,
you could potentially get a sentry here. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, gonna get nothing. A couple probes, but the Oracles, that's the force field. The force field actually blocks his own Stalkers there. 9 probes, 2 Oracles making quick work of that mineral line, and at the end of that, Nice is only up 2 workers because remember his expand was a lot later there, but important and necessary damage to equalize things. Remember though, Blink is still there. There's sentries out, Stalkers out in good numbers. This is by no means a massive advantage for Nice just yet. Needs to continue.
I mean, 2 more Adepts in the natural with the Oracle dive might just be able to get that damage he was looking for. Gets in the main, swings past one of the Stalkers on the right side. Very low Tuz. He picks it off. Very nicely done by Haas. We've got the Blink 2/3 of the way done as well, so Haas's army is about to become better until the Immortal count gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, first Immortal's out, second one being... Oh, actually, sorry, first one is still only now underway. Did he cancel? I thought that was going to pop. I don't know if I'm just very tired or if I'm imagining things or what, but nice. He's getting Immortals on the way. He's getting extra Gateway as well. No Twilight or Forge for Nice, but a great economy advantage. Playing safe is the right way to do things. Now, Haas finally scouts that pylon behind his third base. And that's probably going to tell Nice that there is a third on the way. He's going to send a hallucination to confirm.
Yeah, hallucination on hallucination action. Hot stuff. Gonna have a look and see that third base there. So, you know, good for Nice to know. So it's kind of what you do when your opponent's turtling, right? You're like, okay, well, you know, I just take the faster expansion. I am free and clear to have my side of the map for now. I'm going to have a look and see what you're working with. He's got a Bola Stalkers and Immortal gearing up here, but Nice obviously will need to destroy part of this wall if he wants to make it out, or use the Prism to get a first-class ticket to the outside of his natural.
Oh, please just kill a Gateway, Nice. Don't do this. Don't do this. There's nothing that upsets me more than watching people ferry every unit in and out of their base. It looks like he's just going to go for a big attack here, but he's probed so hard. This attack lacks oomph. This is not a scary attack. It's a, I'm going to try and cancel your third attack. With third of his own behind it, it ends up being quite committed here. An opportunistic strike. Watch out for those force fields. Haas here looking to abuse the choke point. Shield batteries aren't up yet. This is the moment. If Nice wants to push, he's got to go right now.
Certainly does. Haas's army is about to get way better here. Or force field, but the Prism saves that Immortal from the front side of those force fields.
Yeah, nice patience by Haas, just holding the position. There are two Oracles out for Nice, so he's going to try and dive the natural expand while distracting here. I think realizing this isn't going to work, that the problem here is Nice never broke his wall open. He didn't get a probe outside. He can't take an expansion behind this. He's locking himself into a two-base all-in. He's making a second Twilight Council right now. His Oracles are doing damage. This is good. The problem is his follow-up is just absolutely not there.
Well, the Oracle damage wasn't that good. He actually wasn't controlling or target firing very well. Gonna lose one as well. He was splitting the pulsar beams of the Oracles between several probes, so the shield batteries were actually juicing them up, and Haas doesn't take any probe damage. Nice is finally going to open up that wall. Pleased to see that. And if he does want to take a third base, you don't want to use your Prism to, you know, to grab like 8 probes at a time and bury them over.
If there was a third base behind this and the Oracles were micro, this would be amazing. But Nice kind of went, oh, okay, I'm held on here. I guess I have to take a third. Realized he couldn't and everything fell apart. This is why I hate moving out without breaking that wall down. It locks you into a very inflexible position. Guess who's going to punish you for that? Haas. Haas is the guy who knows how to defend an attack like that. He bides time with the force fields, gets now into Mass Zealot. He's got a lot of Zealots, does not have a lot of upgrades, but the +1 advantage is there, and that's all you really need right now for Haas. He's got the extra third base advantage. He's got way better mineral income. And Nice is finding himself in that situation where he's like, well, I guess I can move out to a third, but it is way further behind. And because of that, he's going to be outnumbered in the Zealot count massively.
Speaking of Zealots, Prism with 4 of them coming on in, and they do have charge, so gonna try and hit that main base of Nice. Sees the pylon and rethinks it. It's Nice pulls back. Good minimap awareness, I suppose, but he is pulling the army of Nice back. Oracle going to try its luck at the third base. Maybe there's no shield battery. Maybe he can kill some probes here.
Accidentally sends his Prism back to his base, does Nice, but having the 4 Stalkers up there is good prep for that Prism. Could potentially shut it down when it comes in. The Oracle's still alive is always awesome. And Archons and shield batteries are going to be the absolute kings here. When your opponent has mass Zealot the way Haas is playing, just 2 gas up to this point, Archons with batteries are going to destroy that. And yeah, I think Nice has a good enough army, even with the upgrade deficit. That's not going to be around for too much longer. Ooh, nice Zealot drop.
Yeah, Zealot drop in here, picking off a couple Stalkers, picking off a couple Gateway units. The recall on the Prism to save it. It will be saved. Zealot's still being a pain here in the main base of Nice. Good attack there from Haas. Good bit of harassment. Another Stalker dying. This is some good trades.
And behind this, Haas is up on 56 probes. One of the best things that Haas does, something I really think a lot of Protoss players could learn from, is Haas will delay a lot of things, get out a lot of Zealots and a quick third base, and he can turn that into a big all-in attack. But if you're prepared for it, he just delays you from taking your third, kind of threatens, scares you a bunch, and then he'll explode into the next step. 4 gases going down pretty much all at the same time, the +2 attack. He's adding his own Archons. A 4th base could be going down behind this. He's exploded into this big economy lead. Now, fortunately, Nice knows that this is on the way. He knows he's got an Archon tech advantage right now. He's going to try and take the fight. Haas move commands into it.
A missed control there from Haas, not paying attention to his army for a second. Nice on his front door, way earlier than he expected. Nice is going to take a lovely position here, cutting the natural off for the third base with a lot of Archons, number of Immortals, charge lots even waiting for biding their time in the middle of the pack here with the Stalkers at the back line. Oh man, this seems very, very tough for Haas to get down here. He's forced himself into a choke point up high ground on the third.
Yeah, Stalkers and Zealots now hitting the natural. Nice has got to keep pulling back from this. He does not want to fight in range of the shield batteries. As long as he is patient, he should do well. That Haas getting as much value out of his Stalkers as he can. The Oracle in the main gets defended. The Zealots in the natural get defended. Haas here is putting on a clinic with this defense, and Nice gets antsy, but he's about to get flanked from the natural.
Oh, flank doesn't have a ton of go there. It's only a few Zealots, not really a flank.
I think this might have been held though. There's two Immortals in there which are adding something, but he's getting surrounded. Nice has still got that Archon firepower, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Look at the count of Zealots starting to stream in for Haas. They're taking a bad fight though. Oh my god, that blink forward was terrible for Haas. He wanted to stop the warp in, but he loses all of his Stalkers. They blocked all the Zealots and Archons, and well, you know what? Positioning is indeed king. Numbers were there for Haas, but they just weren't able to close. Nice with a decisive push to the top of the ramp. It pays off.
Yeah, kills the natural, and he's not done there. I mean, he can do more if he wanted to. Has the ability to recall if worse comes to worse as well. Zealots coming in for the right side. There's still back on his wall of units for Nice, which is so powerful against a large stream of charge lots, especially considering being choke pointed there on the ramp. A Nova comes forward. It clips one Archon, but will not kill it. And Haas has just taken extreme damage here from Nice's attack. It really feels like Nice is going to run away with this one in a second here.
Yeah, this is very nice positioning. And just classic. Looks good. Disruptor trying to come in from the side, gets spotted. Bit turns to shoot. It will go down to the Stalkers and Immortals. And this fight spreading across multiple screens now. Haas trying to hang on. He's just so far behind. Does not have the numbers. Nice there. I thought it was in a bit of trouble when he walled himself kind of out of expanding, but just a great counterattack after fending Haas's Zealot move out. The Archon count grew very well, and fantastic positioning, not going up into the shield batteries on Haas's third. Haas would have loved him to go and fight on those batteries. He just refused to do it.
And it was pretty sweet for Nice to start things off with a little bit of harassment damage as well, considering how bad his economy was at the start, actually. You know, Nice's build order really relied on him getting that damage done, you know, with the proxy pylon, with those adepts, with his full wall off, and with those two oracles, which he did find. What was it, like 9 probes or something like that? Like a pretty decent cluster of workers went down there for Nice's harassment. Kind of equalized it a little bit. That said, Haas kind of maintained economic lead for the rest of the game anyway, so it felt like he was starting to regain control, but not able to counterattack well enough to get Nice into any kind of like off footing, into any kind of destabilization. You know, like Nice managed to be pretty stable this game. Even this Zealot Prism thing, which traded pretty well, this was the most damage I think that Haas did to Nice's infrastructure in this game.
Yeah, and it was not a lot. It was a good micro by Nice all around, solid hanging on there, and do like that he found that counterattack timing as well as he did. This was a very unfortunate move command, and just something where there was a gap in Haas's vision. He wasn't expecting Nice to come across the map. Because he was just before this bullying Nice, remember, on his side of the map. And he was like, yeah, you're afraid of me. You're not going to come to my side of the map. So just caught completely unawares by this push, and works out incredibly well. The move on top of the ramp, I was so worried about that. But yeah, everything of Haas was just stuck down there. Maybe he should have recalled half that army to the natural and got like a proper surround. But hey, great fight by Nice.
Yep. He hit a fantastic timing where Haas didn't quite have the ability to get up, you know, the upgrade lead, and he was on his way to +2 where he would have had that upgrade lead. He was on his way to disrupted tech. He was on his way to, you know, another round of Archons, which would have helped him out a ton. We're not going to take a break here, by the way. We normally take a break after game 1, but obviously we've been offline for long enough with that clock that was confusing so many people in chat for quite a while. Yes, indeed, minutes do get added to local time. That is what happens. It is not a countdown. What we're going to do here is just jump straight into game 2. I heard the countdown, and we're going to just try and bash these games out as quickly as possible. So we might take a break later, but you know, we've had enough breaks for now, at least.
Yeah, we want to see this kind of explode. We want to see PvP. We want to see lasers. We want to see oracles and mineral lines. And we want to see a hot dozen mind games here from these players. Well, down here right, Starting off, of course, with a 0-1 deficit since he came from the losers round, having lost a series earlier in the tournament. He needs to win the next bunch of maps, needs to get himself some momentum here. In the bottom right, he is Haas.
Visibly shaken after game 1. In the top left here, in the blue, putting the Alpha into Alpha X. He is nice. Elated with how game 1 went.
A bit of a Chad, doesn't get excited by a single victory. Needs a bit more than that to put a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's like a map win against Haas. Clearly, this is a day ending on Y, because I do that every day on the ladder.
Oh, Nexus first.
Now, Nice has a textbook reaction to this, which is to proxy a robo. Let's see if he does it.
Do we get to see that repeat of 2 seasons ago? You're going to see a probe follow this probe as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to see it so much. He's like, okay, Nexus first. All right, buddy. This probe. Okay, the probe from Haas is looking for proxies first. He's not actually tracking it. Interesting. Usually Haas tries to follow the probe so that he can see the proxy. And normally Nice puts it down in front of him. Just does not care. Just says, nope.
And yeah, that probe looks like it actually may do that. It's just buying time for the Cybercore to finish up. You could pop the pylon, though, if you wanted to actually time this robo out well.
You can always go 2 Stalkers and a Warp Gate or 2 Adepts and a Warp Gate first. So it's like the slightly later version of it, where you actually want to start that 3rd pylon just after those units start up. And yep, there we go. He's going to go for it.
Absolute psychopath.
These guys, seriously, it's not just a glitch in the Matrix at this point. Like, you see the exact same cat walk past these steps 17 times in a row when you watch these 2 play, especially on this map, because he loves to go Nexus first on this map. And that's a Forge. Is Haas going to cannon rush the proxy?
Oh my.
Or does he just
That'd be quite the reaction here. His usual reaction is Stargate and then Void Ray, right?
Yeah, if he tries to defend at home, sometimes he would try to go get the Zealots on top of it and depower it, but wait, cannons for defense? That seems absolutely bizarre, because a Warp Prism can fly, Maynard.
It can fly, and cannons, I do believe, Pig, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've looked at the Photon Cannon's documents, but I don't believe it can move.
No. Okay, so he's going to build enough Stalkers off 1 gate to stop it from unloading in the main, and then he's just going to defend the front with cannons and batteries. This is a truly creative response here from Haas, but unfortunately his Zealot has been caught. And I mean, we're about to do, we say this a lot with Haas, we're about to learn something, or we're about to go, huh? What was that meant to do? I've never seen anyone try and defend this sort of attack with cannons. This is going to be a truly unique and new thing, and Haas always surprising us. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, Haas has this incredible ability to sometimes look like the best player in the world and sometimes look like the worst player in the world while winning money. So it's a pretty incredible place to be. It's his comfort zone. So here we come on the way for Nice. The Immortals coming out for Haas back at home.
Oh,
the single cannon defense, 1 pylon. If this pylon gets picked off, it doesn't depower the static defense here. The shield battery and cannon still covered by another pylon.
The gateway will be depowered, though. That is one thing. Already going to try and warp in on that high ground. That's a lot of Stalkers right now. He's got to set off that Immortal Barrier. He has. Immortal Barrier is gone. The shield battery in the main looks good, but cannons don't help you up here. Okay, he's going to withdraw. Nice pulling back. Ooh, he's going to start to lose those Stalkers. One of them goes down.
A little bit of miscontrol there from Nice. No load, unload micro there on the Prism. A little bit tough to click on all those higher health point Stalkers, I suppose. Haas moving forward, feeling very confident here with his own Prism.
Okay, yeah, good hold so far. There is an Immortal on the way, and Nice is going to warp in. He's got 4 gates, by the way. He went 4 gate with this. He's getting 2 Adepts in here, which would be a very nice addition. You get those 2 Adepts in the main while sieging the natural. That can work very well. For now, it is a 4 Stalker drop, just looking for a bit of damage. But that shield battery still exists, and remember, the Nexus Overcharge is always available. So far, a fantastic hold by Haas. I'm not sure how important the cannon really was in this, but he's done very well.
Oh, Nice is going full psycho here. He's going to drop the robotics bay here. And 1 base Colossus or Disruptor.
Wait, he's being 1 based and he loaded his only 2 Immortals and went across the map. Haas, are you crazy? He's gone across the map with his only 2 Immortals.
Yeah, what? Overcharged shield battery here is going to give him some time on that pylon, but it will go down.
Haas, he's not recalling either. What the? He's just trying to make a base trade happen. And you know what? He's got 2 cannons. This could work. This could absolutely work. I can't believe it. I would have immediately recalled.
That's why Haas isn't casting you, pig.
What the heck? Is this working, Maynard?
It may just be working. I mean, you can recall that in a minute. I think after killing 13 probes on one base, you recall. It's like, do you need to make Nice go down to 0 probes here, or are you happy with him having 4? You know, bring him home now. I think we're good.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I think he might have held this. Yeah, he can still lose another 20 probes and be ahead. Oh, the Immortal microing back on the high ground. There's still 2 Immortals there for Nice, but...
Haas, recall the Prism. Stop playing around with my...
No.
There it is. Thank you. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, he called her Immortal. He's still got 2 Immortals on the other side of the map. I don't even know where he recalled that from. Was that from...
Yeah, what? I guess so. What? Oh, my... Oh.
What a god. What a god, Maynard. Can you imagine if you went back in time that you would be casting this game at this moment in history, Maynard? Aren't we lucky?
Hail at the start of that cast was just like, well, look, we're going to learn something here today. we're going to learn something here today. This is something that not really got a, you know, there's no use case here. There's no previous iteration of it. Oh my goodness.
I quickly checked, by the way. He'd accidentally still had his Robo rallied across the map.
Oh, so it was a misrallied Immortal.
So the Immortal was like a third of the way across the map, and he quickly recalled it at home.
I love Taiwan. I really do. This is just awesome. Haas gets a point on the board there in the end, of course, so nice. Even though he is still in the map score lead, Haas going punch for punch here for the last 2 games. This looked dangerous for Haas, but then you pull back the shield battery and you still got that overcharge to work with, so it's not that bad as long as he's paying attention, which he was, thankfully. And this was unfortunate for Nice to lose those Stalkers on the low ground there.
Yeah, I mean, building cannons to defend a prism attack that about half the time, it goes straight for the main base. It doesn't even attack the natural. That's what was so insane here. But you can see that it worked so well when combined with the battery when push came to shove at this moment. So definitely a wild play from Haas, but yeah, I mean, he barely hung on in the main with the first couple of waves. I think that quick Immortal, just killing one of the Stalkers, putting a few of them deep in the red, very important to begin the hold. And from there, just diving those 2 Immortals across the map, barely defending with the cannons, the battery at first, forces him to try to lift into the main, at which point Nice had already taken massive damage. And it was all desperation. This was, of course, his return to the main base again. But, man, Haas with a sick hold.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, you know, I was starting to lose belief, and I don't think I'm going to make that mistake ever again as we get into map number 4 here, heading up to see if Nice can take it to match point, or if Haas can get another point on the board and just tie it up to a piece. Keen Bean. I'm Keen Bean. What is the map? I'm not in the lobby, unfortunately.
Well, the next map is going to be Light Shade.
Ooh.
So this is a good one. It's a good one. We've seen a lot of good games on it so far. No natural ramp. Lots of wide open spaces. Lots of room in the main base for drops and that sort of stuff. So not as much dead space as some of the other maps, but the countdown is done. The game has started. Going to be hopping right in.
Yes, indeed. In the bottom right here with a lovely defense, making the right decisions in the last game. Can he do it again? It is Haas.
And up here in the top left-hand side in the blue is Alpha X's Noise.
Noise.
That's not a noise. This is a noise.
Well played.
It's been looking good so far. That last game, you know, it's kind of funny, right? How Haas can just like, there are certain things where he's like, I'm going to wave this red flag, and I know 100% Nice is just going to like, nostrils will flare. He's going to like tuck his head down and charge. Like, that's the Haas Nexus first, when he's like, I really want you to do exactly what I know you're going to do in response to this. Like, I know how to bait you.
That is the red cape being waved. Toro! And Nice kicks back those hooves, lines up those horns, gets ready for the gore.
Nothing like a good old gore in the PvP. Nice trying to do a bit of harassment there, getting a little bit fancy, and has his own gate expand. Yeah. So that's going to be Nice taking the defensive role. We'll see how Haas responds. Sees this Nexus now. And we've seen so many ways of dealing this, right? Some people just go some Adepts into an Oracle while expanding. Others proxy and immediately go all in. I mean, that probe looks like it wants to proxy to me. I feel like Haas is definitely, yeah.
I mean, scouted there by Nice. So from Haas, was this going to be a gateway pressure that he was trying to do here? It looked like it.
Yeah, well, I think he might just go a gateway there. Yeah, 3-gate. Could go a Robo as well. Both are options. Nice didn't build a Zealot at all or anything. He's just chrono boosting a Stalker. And
Robo it is.
You can defend with 1 gate. I think the shield battery is quite important, but what is the tech behind that? Do we see the Stargate Void Ray response? Nice has been a big fan of that recently. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. It was really big in his series against Buttle.
True. Good point. So Haas is actually going to go for the Adepts here, going to save himself a little bit of gas. Obviously, you know, Stalkers are the best early game fighting unit. They are the best, you know, hit point wise. They're armored. They got really good damage relative to the other gateway units as well. But they are a little gas expensive. They're 50 each. Haas is going to go for the Adepts here so that he can make sure that when the Robo is done, you can get straight into an Immortal. Or actually, you can go straight into a Prism and warp in Zealots and rather Stalkers next. What? An Observer from the Proxy Robo?
This is very but always inspired, I think. Just wants to see what he's up against first and foremost so he can adjust exactly what he's doing. So there's still going to be, you know, good commitment here. But I think one of the big things we see is a lot of time players overcommit and into a bad position, a bad fight. Now, Adepts are going to come in. Oh, you can't afford to lose. Oh, I guess there's a weakness of doing an Observer first when you build it right next to their base. Hey, Maynard.
Yeah, that's...
Yep, and the Adepts are going to get in as well.
Oh, Nice isn't paying attention.
No. Oh, Nice is in huge trouble.
He's going to have to recall. He does recall. Now, that does mean the Robo will be repowered, and Haas is already switching into Stargates. Actually saw this from Haas before, where you go Proxy Robo and then just completely ignore the Proxy Robo after doing a little bit with it, and then go double Stargate back at home. I wonder if he does that again this game.
It's definitely an option. Adepts already find a nice bit of damage. Nice down 3 workers. It's got the expansion. We'll have a bit more mineral income, but you know what? I mean, not even a lot more mineral income, actually. It's pretty much income advantage for Haas right now. He drops the Nexus. He's just going to chrono boost Oracles out of this Maynard. He's going to try and get a Prism out, but ooh, this is Nice's big advantage, is the fact if he can get rid of that Robo, that's where things look really nice for him. And they look lovely for him. They look great for him. They look everything. That sums up his name. Exactly that's what he likes to be in. There is a shield battery near the main base, so I guess that's the beginnings of a defense against an Oracle. Just we'll have to pull the probes over very quickly.
Yeah, there are options for defense here. Now, Nice going for that full wall in. He just doesn't feel confident against Adept harassment.
Yeah, cancels the wall off for it now. Shield batteries galore, so those can always come in and play in a big way. Now, Nice just tried to start a Twilight and then got rid of it because he saw the Observer. Revelations, the Observer in his own main base, kills it, and now he's going to put his Twilight Council down after getting rid of the... yeah, that was right there. And there's a Twilight in his natural now for Nice, so I'm not sure if that's a DT one, but it's definitely something he didn't want to give the information to Haas.
And the Oracles don't care about your intentions of hiding your information.
Oh, the Void Ray was so close to tracking onto that, but it did not. Oh, big mistake by Nice.
He's going to get 4 probes here, and can you see the Twilight Council as well? Looks like, oh, just not a good Shepherd there on the Stalkers with Nice. Forces the Stalkers back.
Don't
Nice,
shoot
that's
your
yours,
gateway.
mate. That's your building. Don't do that.
Void Ray, though.
Prismatic alignment. Yep, that's one. Tagged and bagged, but the other one will escape with its life for now.
Behind this, we've got that Twilight finishing for Haas, going up to 4 gateways, and he's built a nice little probe lead for himself. Of course, there is an Oracle out for Nice, but just going to be using it for stasis to deny the 3rd for now. Not a bad choice. I think this game's still relatively close overall. I mean, you do have a higher army supply for Nice with the Void Ray utility there. Both players have 1 Oracle out of the map. Blink's about the same time. It's that 5 worker lead for Haas and the extra gateways early on. That does give me the feeling he's got a nice little advantage. Say he's about 30 seconds ahead in general versus Nice. It's not a big deal, but definitely gives him a little bit more freedom in the next stage.
This is the most tilting stasis ward of all time in PvP. When your probe gets blocked in the 3rd location, blocking your own 3rd.
minimum 21 delay there. It's big
Tilt
pain
City.
in the butt. Not much you can do about it. Forge going down behind this for Nice. Wants to add upgrades. Meanwhile, Haas is just doubling down on those gateways, going up to 5 gateways already. And Oracle gets 2 probes. Not bad. Any little bit is nice.
Stargate going to get dealt with here finally. Depowered at least. And we do have the counter Oracle here from Nice. Looking for some worker damage, but shield batteries here, and it's just the one Oracle, so just going to tag and leave.
The Nexus finally is going down for Haas. Nice on the other side of things. Has not moved out for his just yet, but he will be shortly. That Oracle not really able to find any damage just yet. And definitely an interesting game so far. It looks like we're going to see that Blink Stalker wall earlier at Robo Bay for Nice. Wants to go to that next stage. His third base is only going to be about 30 seconds behind. In terms of Stalker count, well, Haas blossomed in terms of gateways much earlier. Things like Immortals, Sentries, Probes being added in for Nice. None of those are Stalkers. This Stasis Trap, though, might be a saving grace.
Just 2 Stalkers, not that many. And the Oracle, just with 1 hit point survives. Haas with Blink and a little bit of an army advantage here is going to try and crack Nice. Hispanic alignment, quite good against Stalkers, but Stalkers are also, strangely enough, quite good against Void Rays. So they do take it down, and Haas maintaining a very solid army supply lead. Oh man, Nice needs that Immortal yesterday, and he needs to fight near shield batteries.
Yeah, there is an Observer for Haas, none for Nice. The Oracle is also ready to swing back in on that Natural. It's been very annoying. This army is so scary, and Haas goes into the Natural with the Oracle at the same time. Oh, really
Nice
just doing a lot of damage. Blue Protoss taking so many worker losses there. That one Oracle surviving for so long, a huge damage dealer.
Haas starting to take the reins here in this game. Oh, good counter Oracle there from Nice, but it's still not that high in hit points, so it kind of can't stick around too much. Let's get 7 probes killed here on the Nice side of the map now. Haas once again with a bigger army. Got the Prism here as well for not only micro ability, but also the ability to warp in Nice's face. But Nice has got those Immortals. Can that make the difference? Click forward, gets the Prism.
That was nice play. He's doing good. He's catching up in that count. He's got a Disruptor out behind this as well. So only down 2 workers right now. Behind this, Haas swaps in more sentries, starts probing up, adds the charge, adds the the Templar Archives. It's going to be a swap into Charge.Archon for Haas. But Nice, really weathering the storm and getting through this very dangerous part of the mid game.
Yeah, and Haas has gone up a ramp here against the guy that has Disruptors and Immortals. I mean, he's just trying to trade whatever he can. He would like to get a Stalker here and there, but he's not going to crack Nice. Not with this army. Haas's army is not technical enough. Oh, he's dropping double Stargate along with Charge and Templar Archive, so that's going to be his response to the Disruptor. He's not going to go Disruptor himself. He's going to lift those Disruptors up and just mess with the, interrupt the Purification Nova with the Graviton lift. So that seems to be the plan here for Haas.
Which can work really well, especially if you double down on Disruptors. You're going to get destroyed by 2-star Phoenix. However, oh my god, a crazy blink forward here from Nice. Does have the Immortal behind this, the Guardian Shield as well, but oh my gosh, crazy fight.
Yeah, the Immortal's out of the battle for most of it, though. Haas keeps blinking away from it, so it's mainly Stalkers on Stalkers, which Haas has more of. A slow Zealot run by. I love it.
Yeah.
Charge not quite done.
About as good as watching slow Zergling try to find Hellions. It's kind of comical, but they do end up all going down. The next one will be a lot more powerful than that. You know, if Nice swaps back into Colossus, Archon, Zealots himself, anything like that, I think it's fine. But if you keep building Disruptors, which he is, that's where it becomes more and more valuable for these Phoenix to get pumped out. So I think, honestly, if you're not already in the face trading with those Disruptors as Nice, you cannot commit too hard to this. Like, making a lot of sentries seems good, but I think we're past that stage, right? Sentries aren't actually going to be useful against the Zealots and Archons. They're going to do nothing against those units. The Disruptors aren't going to be useful if the Phoenix lift them up correctly. These are some issues. These are some very present issues for Nice in the terms of the composition, and I feel like Haas is a bit ahead of the curve, and he's getting the correct army for the situation.
Yeah. Charge lots to deal with the Stalker contingent. Phoenix is to deal with the Disruptor contingent, and also kind of the Immortal contingent as well. You can lift up units out of the battle, and if you take the Immortal out of the battle for a few seconds, that can sometimes be all you need. You know, StarCraft 2 is just like StarCraft 1, a game of seconds. Every second matters, especially when they are so closely matched and so high level like Nice and Haas are. He also has +2 attack about to finish as well, which equalizes the upgrades with Nice. The Invisible Man Clubhouse going down here for Nice. First time in the series. Normally a very popular tech path for PvP.
Nice spots the 2-star Phoenix, sees all the tech, and drops the second Robo and goes Colossus. Good choice. Colossus take a very long time to die against those Phoenix. You got enough Stalkers to focus them down, you'll be fine. Zealots will get evaporated by those Colossi. So I think this is a really good choice by Nice to go, okay, 5 Disruptors already probably more than I would really like here. But he's investing a lot in those Phoenix, so as long as they kind of cancel each other out, it's not too bad. But, Zealots on the bottom, main army through the middle. Ass knows he's got the better army right now. Just Stalkers, really. That's all Nice's force is. His army is not made for killing Zealot Archon.
Yeah, he loves being really Stalker heavy. And unfortunately, that is going to just play into Haas's hands. That Colossus, I mean, it's weak to everything Haas is here. Pulls back to the shield battery. Oh, man, that super shield battery is like giving him so much value. That disruption motor from the natural coming from downtown. Haas's Phoenixes need to be on those, but too little too late, and Nice crushes Haas's attack.
Oh my god, Haas caught with his trousers around his ankles and just gets kicked in the head. Oh my lord, those Phoenix. He lost track of where the Disruptors were. They were on the wrong side of the fight trying to kill the Colossi. The Disruptor flank comes in after Blink had been used, and Haas's entire army gets crushed. He managed to dodge with about 6 Stalkers, the Disruptors, and then they got caught by the last Disruptor shot anyway that came in a few seconds later. That was a devastating engagement.
Was indeed, and the defensive force here of Haas is it's still full. You know, this time he's going to be watching for those Disruptors, no doubt, and just Stalkers will not break this army. It's the Disruptors that he has to respect, and it looks like the Disruptors are actually still at home for Nice.
Oh, Stalkers getting caught by those Phoenix.
What?
That's a lot of Stalkers going down. Oh my god, Nice just got ravaged. Did Haas just literally get totally messed up, and then Nice went across with Blink Stalkers and just got his entire army killed? Like, what? This game is crazy. I think now Haas has a kill timing.
He may indeed. Here's the Disruptors, and that's what the Phoenixes want to grab here. They're going to dive for those Disruptors. The Charge Lots Archons and Immortals going to do the rest. Nice defended himself into a lovely spot and then threw it all away here. With that counterattack of Blink Stalkers, the Disruptors don't connect with anything this time. And Haas's Charge Lot Archons do what they should have done earlier.
What a messy game. Nice was in such a good position after that hold. Don't remember, he was way behind before that hold. But then that hold was so good. And I mean, normally Blink Stalkers versus Zealot Archon, you can roam the map, you get map control. But when they've got 12 Phoenix out, that's not the case. Because if you try to disengage, you are going to have to accept the fact that you will lose 12 of those Stalkers that are lifted by the Phoenix. Now, Nice actually there didn't even accept that. He said, well, let's try and fight and shoot down the Phoenix. Ended up losing maybe 20 plus Stalkers. Like, that was the worst possible scenario. That was a real seesaw. The army graph in that game is absolutely insane. It's just massive dips for both players consecutively. Yeah,
I was watching Nice in that battle with just the Blink Stalkers, and I'm like, oh, he's standing and fighting this. This is suicidal. And I just kept watching the Stalkers die and die and die. This is one of those moments where, like, you're watching it happen. You know, as someone that's, you know, plays StarCraft a lot, when you're just watching your army die and your body kind of leaves, your spirit kind of leaves your body, and you feel like you're over your body just watching it happen. You're like, why is this happening? Why am I doing this?
Yeah, it's when I don't repair my command center, when it's getting hit by Zerglings or lifted off, right? It's that moment.
But you're kind of just watching it happen, you know?
Yeah, you're just looking at it, like you're aware of it, but your hands can't move. Yeah, I've been there 1,000 times before, and I mean, these Disruptor flanks were just insane, dude. This was such a good fight, and he really just needed to add some Archons, add some meat to the army, and he would have been good. But look at how many Stalkers go down here. You cannot be on the map here against this many Phoenix, and you especially can't turn and fight into Mass Zealot. You need to just accept the losses and run. It actually wasn't even that many Phoenix. If he just ran, he would have lost like 6 or maybe 8 at most.
I wish I knew what Nice was going for there.
Yeah, I thought he could save him, right? He was like saving Private Ryan. It was no Stalker left behind.
Yeah, he was trying to pick off the Phoenixes there. So, you know, we were seeing some sick move commands on a couple of those Stalkers during that replay, which I may have missed when we were first casting that. Absolutely wild. I mean, we're in a situation right now, you know, taking a step back and having a look at the series. This is the grand final all tied up to a piece. The map advantage for Nice is gone, and it is now fully even Stevens. And basically a best of 3 from this point, right?
Yeah, this is down to the best of 3 at this point. And that is the advantage has slipped away for Nice. It's, you know, no longer a 1-0 advantage, no longer any advantage. Best of 3 they've played so many times before, and it seems like Haas is knuckling down. He's enjoying these big Zealot Archon swaps in the mid game. He's happy to engage in the Blink War, but he seems to have a hard cap of about 20 Blink Stalkers where he wants to swap. Nice, on the other hand, seems to be Haas on the other hand, Nice on the other hand seems to be a bit more stuck on the Stalkers, and I think was making too many of the wrong units as that game went on. We were seeing sentries warped in the late stages. Not helpful at all when there's Archons to break force fields. They just don't do anything. You need one sentry for Guardian Shield in your army and that's it. And yeah, an unfortunate turnaround there because his army would, given enough time of adding Colossus, 2 Robos at a time, adding Archons, it was scale way better than Haas's army.
That's right. Well, we're going to, once again, no ad breaks here for this grand finals because we had a bit of downtime already, and Europe is just around the corner. It's about 40 minutes away, so we do need to try and get this final over and done with so that we can not only crown a champion for Taiwan, which is very important as a strong region, but we don't want to hold up Europe either because we all want to see those StarCraft games. The top right here in the blue, he is Alpha X's Noise.
Down here in the bottom left-hand side in the red, he's getting that comeback train going. He's revving his engine and letting everybody know he is not gone yet. In the bottom left in the red, it's Haas.
Haas, he got what it takes to win 2 more maps in a row. I think so.
Speaking of EU, by the way, Skillers vs. Goblin is going to be the first match of tonight's EU. So a PvP in kind of the vein of these two. Maybe not as wild as the Taiwanese players, but with Goblin there, you never know what you're going to get.
And they're going to be ending the broadcast with Cyril against everyone's favorite Terran practice partner, Sol. It's going to be cool. Cyril already looking pretty good in his group. I don't think he's lost anything yet.
Well, here we go. Both players looking to get over there, scout each other, potentially block each other's expansions. Nice going for a bit more harass. While Haas doesn't even look up the ramp, is like, no expansion for you. That's all I care about.
Yeah, full on scout for both players. Can't really block probe scout, so unless you go for a full wall, which no one really does. So you're going to just have a look here. You're getting a bit of a pylon count. I like that some Protosses will just like put a pylon like out on the edge of the map at this point to put the fear of God into them. And it's like, oh, there's a 3rd pylon missing. Where is it? And really, it's nothing. It's just a pylon.
It's kind of funny. These guys want to scout each other so early that they're like, no, we can't take a detour for that. Like, we gotta go scout straight away, right? This focus on like, you know, a bit of that's like the B tier misdirection, you know, that's the like, oh, you know, it could be this, but these guys like you do that, you know, your other guys finished his Nexus first by the time you scout, and you're like, oh no, it's too late. Like my fake pylon does nothing, his Nexus first is a big play, so there's so much more of a rush to get the information between these two and to also like deny each other's expansions and potentially counter those fast expansions as well. So double Stalker pops out for Haas. Double Adept for Nice. Nice is going to gather a bit more information, whereas Haas is going to go for the delayed Adepts coming out after that. And a Stargate for Haas.
All right. Adept into Stargates here for Haas. Now, Stargate, obviously, tons of utility. Very, very good against Robo stuff as well. If Nice did want to go in that direction. At the moment, Nice just seems to happy to plop down that Nexus and play a little bit more on the conservative side. Going for the Pylon in the natural just to see what gateway units coming out. 4 Adepts against 2 Stalkers. Easy hold for Nice.
And Mass Adept coming in. Oh, look at that. Actually does a recall. Yeah, like, he could have run that one away and not actually lost the Stalkers, but I guess didn't want to get too bruised. And yeah, if you go for these 6 Adepts, I mean, and you're expanding and probing the whole time, Haas, of course, has been a bit greedier so far, already up at 28 probes, but his Nexus is much later, so it's going to kind of balance out. But these Adepts represent a very big wave of pressure, and that can be incredibly hard to hold on against.
As the Nexus gets closer here for Nice, obviously a lot faster than Haas's, the Adepts are going to make their way across the map. You don't make this many Adepts just to sit around and appreciate the scenery. It's to try and do damage. You can bust through a wall in, honestly, with this many Adepts. And so well played shield battery actually for Haas in the natural. I like this one by the ramp.
It is, and he's making adepts, which are going to be good for killing the enemy adepts, but they're also very vulnerable targets, being light units. So the thing is, Nice is going to try to run in and potentially even just kill that shield battery. With 8 adepts, shield battery can't out-heal this. Like, he can just get on top and start one-shotting adept. Oh, he's going to let that finish. Oh my god, Haas is in trouble.
Yeah, he needs to overcharge shield battery here. He brings in the Phoenixes to try and assist, but no way are those adepts going to hold that line. He's in.
Yep, already taking out all of the adepts. That's 5 adepts inside a mineral line here. They're going to start focusing down a lot of these probes. Haas forced to evacuate.
He certainly is, and Nice with a nice worker lead back at home as well. Continuing to exacerbate that lead, killing more and more probes with these adepts, and 2 of them even escaping to tell the tale. The Phoenixes hopefully can put a stop to that. Oh, only one of them's got a lift.
Not even.
Not even.
Seconds away from lift, actually. So these adepts, if they want, they can go back in, but I think they're just going to go home. And there's a prism on the way. Going to try and use that to ferry some more units into the base. Stalkers are out. It's kind of been a while since I've seen Phoenix as an opening in this matchup, and I think Haas is going to be a little bit sad. You do not want to be behind in economy when playing Phoenix like this. You want to at least have your kills put you at least a couple workers ahead, because these Phoenix, they're not going to be good in frontal engagements later in the game. They've got some utility, but they're not a reliable fighting unit.
Yeah, and it's single Stargate Phoenix as well, so it's not like the production's out of control. It's not like there's going to be 8 Phoenixes in the mineral line anytime soon for Nice, at least not for the next few minutes. And how much does Haas want to lean into this? In fact, you see this Robo get plopped down, more pro production. He is starting another Phoenix here, but I would be surprised if he continues Phoenix production all game long, but I guess you got to do something to try and take an edge.
The counterattack is going to be a 4 adept attack from Nice. So Nice is going to warp in 2 adepts on his prism left. He's also going to got 2 adepts from earlier waiting behind the 3rd, and he's going to hit both mineral lines. Knowing most of the units, the Phoenix are on the other side of the map, it's going to be a really powerful move. I love the idea of this, and I think Haas might just lose 10, 12 probes here. This could be massive.
Could be, could be. In comes that prism with the adepts. They're in. Backline getting evacuated. Good reaction there from Haas. A recall as well back home. I think those are the Phoenixes.
Yeah, good recall, good recall. He's going to pick those up. Already has lost a couple of probes and a ton of mining time. Minimizes the damage as well as he possibly could have, though. And forces that prism. You got to recall that prism, mate. You can't leave that there. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Don't be throwing that prism away, Nice. Lazy play.
He goes for the recall, but it might be a little bit too late. Oh, it's close. Damn, that thing lived with 10 hit points. My God.
And he cues it to go down the right-hand side of the map. He's like, I'm going to keep going in with it when your Phoenix are on my side of the map. So it's really annoying as the Phoenix, because you know if you catch it, you know, you'll kill it, but they're just taking advantage of going around the edges where they can. And ooh, Phoenix taking a little bit of damage here. It's a big blink follow-up for Nice. Meanwhile, Robobay and Forge on the way. Haas, knowing he's a little bit behind, he's going to try and get up into probably Colossus play by the looks of it.
Yeah, Phoenix Colossus would be cool. That's a unit comp that's not bad, and I would like for him to go like a little bit more Immortal heavy, maybe a little bit more like the Roddy build.
One Phoenix goes down.
Blink. Yeah, loses their Phoenix, unfortunately. Phoenixes are deceptively expensive, so it does suck.
You know, they own this before less than a Void Ray. Otherwise,
they do now.
They are, yeah. And of course, costing a bit less gas as well, but not as expensive as their bigger cousin, but definitely a much more mobile, faster pumping out unit that still is costly and wants to grow up and get out of control. Colossus, second Robo on the way. Phoenix Colossus, yeah. Oh, a funky style. Very good defensively, but the Stalkers are already making their way across the map.
It kind of feels like a giant ball of Stalkers beats this. If you just go Phoenix Colossus.
If you've got 3 Immortals on the ground, it can really hold on with shield batteries. But right now, there's only 1 into Colossus. There's so few supporting units. The Phoenix aren't here. They've got no lifts anyway. They can't really help out in this fight. Oh, Desperation Gateway is trying to wall it off, but look at that. Jumps
blink.
On the Immortal.
Oh my God. Jumps on the Immortal. It takes a few shots to go down, but it may just be enough here as Nice's army is about to expire those force fields and advance on. Big blink forward there to get that Colossus. The Colossus goes down. Nice is on easy street. Oh my God, that Colossus takes quite a few more shots off.
Nice shot, 3 volleys on the Robo as well. A few bits of Miss Micro here from Nice. I mean, it's a lovely attack, and being decisive is the way to go, but a few moments of Miss Micro there, and does manage to clinch it out. But you can see on Nice's face, he's a little bit exasperated, realizing that his hands we're failing him in that fight, as Maru would say. You know, he's got to knuckle down, but he takes the win. He does the correct play. He adapts well, does good damage with those adapts.
Well, it's hard to knuckle down if your hands are failing you. I tell you what, that's where all the knuckles are. We are situation Nice is finally on a match point. So if he wins the next map, Nice is going to be the champion again of Taiwan, 2 seasons in a row. Haas needs 2 in a row here to get himself to that grand final spot, or to get the grand final championship, I should say. A bit of a rough game for both players, I got to say. Even though Nice won it, you know, not a clean game, definitely very messy. But I mean, Nice versus Haas, I feel like was always going to be a bit of a mud wrestle, a bit of a bare knuckle boxing match.
And a great opening. I like the mix-up here. This was such a good mix-up. And yeah, it looked really, really good. So not bad play at all, but definitely here, this fight, you can see he takes out the Immortal, and he targets the battery. It's not clean. Those Stalkers at the top behind the force field could have been attacking other things, but there he shoots the Robo once or twice.
Yep, saw that.
And then finally starts taking down the Colossi, but just a few moments of indecision. Maybe not as much volleys on that Robo as I thought. The second part of that volley was actually on a Stalker. So fair enough. Definitely just one big misclick from Nice, but in the end takes it down. Really good play and
that's it.
Manages to take it down. Yeah, I think that was a cool style from Haas there. If he gets up to a few Colossus, a few Disruptors and Immortals in there, it's hard to fight that because you can't counter Disruptors with Phoenix when they've already got tons of Phoenix overhead, right? It's a really difficult composition to deal with.
Well, we're going to have to reset the board here, give everyone a Nexus and 12 probes and see what happens from there, because it is extremely hard to predict with these 2 players. They have like a Swiss Army knife of builds, a Batman utility belt of builds. And Haas needs to find his nice repellent, bring it out and start shaking that can and get ready to evict this guy from the premises, because he keeps finding damage, whether it be the Adepts, whether it be the Blink Stalkers. Nice is actually starting to hit back pretty hard with his harassment, as he showed on Pillars of Gold. Let's see if Revenaside is any different in the bottom right here, looking to try and tie things up and take it to the ace match. He is Haas.
And up here in the top left-hand side of the map, representing Alpha X, it is Nice. It's nice.
It's nice. I actually would like to get a the Cyril interview from Valencia. Was it? No, Jönköping 2017.
Yep.
It was in that grand final against Neeb.
Yeah.
And that was the legendary "It's Nice" interview, and just voice clip that so I can have it on like the Elgato Stream Deck when introducing Nice in a tournament.
Yeah, we should actually just use that line. I wouldn't mind a robot voice simulator of that voice for every player's introductions as the international scene's answer to the GSL's epic Street Fighter guy intros and that sort of stuff.
I like what GSL's been doing this season. They've been doing the whole like, you know, season 1 was the Korean Reina voice actor with all the intros. Season 2 is the Kerrigan Korean voice actor, and now it's the soy boy Artanis coming in for the 3rd season.
Everyone's favorite character.
The most beta of all heroes. I always tease Fear Dragon for thinking that Artanis is the coolest hero ever. I'm like, I bet your favorite Ninja Turtle's Leonardo as well. And he's like, it is Leonardo. I'm like, I knew it.
I love vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, vanilla ice cream is my favorite. I don't drink tea, I drink hot water.
Well, the builds are starting to line up here. Back to standard openings for both of them so far. No cheeky pylons, no proxies, both scouting early. Stalker, Sentry for Nice. Wants to do hallucinations. Haas is going double Stalker. And into that 3rd pylon on the low ground for both of them, setting up for potential expands. And it really does look like they're both going to go to 2 base. We may just see a Blink War.
May indeed. Pylon being plopped down for Nice to see what comes out of those gateways from Haas. And straight into the Sentry here. So looks like Nice just wants to expand.
Stargate going down for Haas is going to allow him to work his way upwards. Oracles featured heavily in the series so far. Wouldn't be surprised to see more of those coming out. 3rd and 4th gateway units immediately. Nexus coming down just before the 3-minute mark. Haas looking like he wants to take his own, yeah. Definitely going to go straight up to 2 base for both players.
And he gets that kill, actually. No cancel. That's always nice.
Gets in there just when it starts. Not a lot of hit points on it. 100 minerals. Good kill. Hallucination is going to scout everything coming, though. And, yeah, I wonder how much Haas can miss. I think when this is scouted this early, I would put one and just pivot to another tech. But a lot of players say, you know what, that's just silly. Because you need to go 2 oracles because you can get so much value. You just don't throw them away. You just use them more carefully. You're more patient. Because just 1 oracle is shield battery shuts it down too hard. But if you get 2, it's much more... It's just a bigger problem. It forces a bigger reaction.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Faster Nexus for nice, though. So even though, you know, a bit of a shaky start, losing that shield battery for free, he is going to have more probes soon enough, like the next minute or so. And what is the tech path here for Haas? So it was just going Stargate here. First oracle across the map, second one on the way. 2 oracles can mitigate a shield battery completely. Just ignore it if they're tied up in their attacks. And then Twilight Council. So not going to lean too heavily on Stargate. Haas going to switch gears here, start concentrating on the ground army.
All right, Stalker's warping in. There is an Oracle coming around the left-hand side. There's like a crazy amount of dead space on this map. There's only 1 Stalker in that main, but good positioning here from Nice. Yeah, he'll lose a couple probes. The Adepts are going down, and I think this is the way you'd rather have it. Honestly, defending this sort of pressure, I would rather lose 3 probes, shut down the units, and not have to worry about it, especially if I'm getting 2 of my own Adepts in.
This is good damage here from Nice, finding a bunch of probes. He's already ahead in workers, so this just makes things from bad to worse for Haas. Yeah, Dev does go down. Haas going to hit back with the oracles, target firing the probes, but doesn't find damage. He's going to lose one of the oracles in a second. Oh, it just escapes.
Haas is down 3 workers after that. Forge is down much earlier for Nice, but his Blink is going to be a lot slower to try starting when Blink is already on the way there for Haas. And Forge going to come down as well. It's going to go to that Blink war that we kind of thought it might be looking at the openings here. Bit of aggression, but those 2 oracles still alive. So remember, even on, what was it, Lightshade? Which, nice, that was actually the first map that Haas won. It was the oracle coming back in during the Stalker fight that killed like 8-9 probes and created a big problem for Nice.
Yeah, the oracles of Haas biding their time here. 2 at a piece there by the minerals. The Adepts are going to try and gut check Nice's natural again. It is Blink for both players. Blink starting up a little bit quicker here for Haas as he gets these extra gateways down. One of the gateways here for Nice still seems like he's just on the 1. Concentrating on his tech path rather than just production at the moment. He's trying to solidify his economy. Oh, the Adepts are in again.
I think this is a decent enough shutdown from Nice. Just losing 3-4 probes is not the end of the world. The Oracles, of course, nabbing one on the 3rd base to round that out to 4 kills. But definitely just keeping things busy here for Nice, who has the quicker 3rd base, but is down on probes temporarily. And only now does Nice add those next couple of gateways to get up to the 4 gateway count. Almost a full 40 seconds behind on those. And we've seen that Haas is the one who's much more gun-ho on non-stop Stalker warpins and wanting to push across. So this is playing out rather similarly to Lightshade so far.
Starsy's 3rd Nexus as well. Our boy Haas is going full macro mode here in this PvP. Just going punch for Nice.
Yeah, well, we say that, but it's definitely going to move across. He doesn't have a robo, though. Does he not have a forward warp-in pylon? Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I think Haas really wishes he had a forward pylon. He's got to just hit his probes. You're absolutely right. He kind of has to go macro mode from here. 10 Stalkers can have a bit of a poke, but this is really just to try to distract so the Oracles can do damage. And you know what? A cannon going up in each mineral line? Oh, nice. Making sure he has insurance against these sort of shenanigans. I love it.
Cannon is going to help against the Oracles. Also, the Invisible Men come later. A fantastic addition, always worth the 150 minerals in that case. Yeah, we are seeing just a bit of a lull in the action, honestly. Just both players macroing on their side of the map. We have Oracles for Haas on the map, but they're idle.
Well, Haas denied the scouting of the previous hallucination, so Nice was worried. He thought he was being all in. He now sees the 3rd base finishing and is like, oh, damn. Immediately starts probes up, but he's way behind now. I'm 12 probes behind. He was ahead on the probes earlier in this game. Haas here has run away with the worker count. A really good play from Haas, just denying the information. And the fact that those Oracles are just there, dude, I cannot... He's a tiger in the grass right now, you know? He's just waiting for his opponent to separate from the pack, waiting for the Stalkers, those big, fully grown Protoss units to separate. When he finds a bunch of those undefended little probies, he's going to pounce.
Oh, Haas is heading towards the Giga Chad unit comp. Well, Nice goes for the beta unit comp of Chargelot Immortal Archon. Haas is going to go for Blink Disruptor. I love it. Attaboy Haas.
Second Robo as well. He might just go straight Colossus, actually.
Potentially, yeah.
Maybe.
They have utility for sure, but I feel like Disruptor is more likely. Oh my god, starts Phoenixes and a second Stargate. What is this?
Yeah, I think he's preparing to deal with his opponent's disruptors as well, right? So just adding some Immortals for now, but we'll find out what that Robotech is in a moment. And it is the disruptors, the big balls coming out for Haas. Big Stalker Immortal Sentry push coming across the map. You know what? These stasis traps, dude. These stasis traps. Just watch this. Have you ever walked through a field filled with rakes and had them all hit you in the face one at a time? Because that's what's going to happen, dude.
I did see that Simpsons episode with Sideshow Bob. I do remember that. So many stasis wards here. And Haas's defensive position looks pretty powerful, especially considering the disruptors in the mix now as well. The Nova could be timed out to hit those stalkers.
Yeah, Nice has got to change it up. I think he's got to like drop a fourth, and this is not going to do anything. He's got to leave, and I think that's a wise choice for Nice to get out of there. He starts 2 Stargates to deal with the disruptors. Oh, Haas. He's so smart, dude. He's like, look, I have a disruptor. He's already got his Stargates ready. He I feel like he almost wants to bait Nice into Phoenix and already have more Phoenix than him. I mean, he's not building them right now, but if he can get the information, that's clearly, yeah, he starts Phoenix now. This is his plan. Oh, he's so smart. Dude, like earlier, remember, how has Haas been winning these games? Remember, Nexus first. He waves that red cape. He's like, come on, charge at me, bull. He's really good at kind of shepherding his opponent into a certain path, which he's already prepared to counter.
So you're saying he's a good beta?
Indeed.
A master beta or?
Yeah, a master of beta.
A grandmaster beta. Damn,
yes.
Dude, that's good. That's a good beta right there. Well, we're looking forward to seeing how this unfolds here. As Nice continues to cycle his army around very defensively, very conservatively, very close to the chest. Do you have one Oracle flying on in, which is picked up? I think that was the last one there for Haas. It is all about the Colossi. Haas getting a 3rd Stargate as well. Oh, PogChamp. I love it.
Haas is just out macroing him at this point as well and preparing for the late game with such an edge. Like he's up 13 workers. Nice is tentatively thinking about a 4th base, and Haas is just like la 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 Colossus and Phoenix. Like he's just making a crazy good late game army. This is looking, honestly, to me, I'm like, how do you win this next fight? Well, Stalkers are actually, they're milk. They are milk. It's been in the fridge for 2 weeks. It's on the use by date at this point for Nice. Like they're still, you can drink it. It's still palatable, but it's probably not good for you. And the longer this goes, the more that milk is going off. These Stalkers aren't going to be that good. Haas, he kind of knows this. He's like, hey, let's see if I can do something with these while I replace them with good units. I have a big economy. I'm happy to play the longer game. Nice, on the other hand, is just way down on economy. He's adding his own disruptors now, but he's going to lose this Phoenix war when it comes down to, push comes to shove. It really looks like he's behind on the Phoenix count.
Absolutely. He's going double Stargate Phoenix, which, normally makes you feel pretty confident about having a decent Phoenix count, but he's up against triple Stargate Phoenix.
Yeah. And
Fleet Beacon even on the way here for Haas to get that Anion Pulse Crystals.
The Phoenix are going to ravage the natural. These Stalkers come up. They're to the top right. Haas here, once again, just baits him out of position. Phoenix run in on the natural and say, goodbye, economy. Did you think you were going to catch up in economy? Not at all. Lots of probes going down there for one Phoenix. A good trade-off. He's getting his fleet beacon up behind this. Does lose a few Stalkers in the retreat, but so many Colossus behind that. No, he's actually... Okay, he does have extended thermal lamps. I was like, dude, he has 5 Colossus? Oh no.
Oh, wow. That went really bad for Haas there. Nice actually pounced on that small cluster of Phoenixes. Guess they got thinned out in the natural from static defense or units back there. Well,
he's building them 3 at a time. I mean, he was for a bit, but... Oh, he may have messed that up a little bit. Yeah, well, he's got the 5 Colossus, so he's still got the better ground army right now, but he's going to carriers from here. Interesting. Nice coming in now, answering, actually. Doing a good job of taking down these probes. Remember that we normally do think of Nice as the better long game player. It's been one of these very weird ones, though. So I wasn't sure if Nice would know how to play from here. Now, he does not have the Onion Pulse Crystals.
Onion Pulse Crystal.
Yeah, the Onion Pulse Crystals.
Yep.
Makes him shoot further. Whereas we're going to see that upgrade probably at some point for Haas if he goes into Phoenix. But I guess he's just going to go straight carry a mothership. And Yeah, Templar Archives is being added. It feels like Nice is gonna look for a timing, and maybe actually with no carriers out.
And the Disruptor as well. Get it. Oh, no.
Is Phoenix win the fight? Is Phoenix
They
are winning
certainly
that
do.
air fight massively, and there's not that many Stalkers on the ground. He could just force it here. Nice might actually be able to break him. He's up 20 something.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very large army. He's grabbing those Disruptors, taking them out of the mix. He's got Disruptors of his own ready to launch those Novas forward. Haas can't stop these Disruptors because his Phoenixes are getting overwhelmed by Nice's air army. This was not meant to happen, and those Interceptors are just... Oh, man, they are tears in rain here against these Phoenixes.
Yeah, the Interceptors are going down. However, those Colossus are now coming to work, and that's where you see the power of Haas's army. Those Colossus adding down a ranged barrage of death and destruction. And a fight that started so well for Nice ended terribly, with all the Colossus still standing, except for that one that died at the very beginning of the fight, and the Phoenix have to back on out. So Nice here is adding another Stargated Fleet Beacon, but he's lost so many of his units there. He's only on 4 bases. I think Nice desperately needs a 5th and needs to make some transition into maybe Tempests. I think probably getting out a lot of Tempests is the way to do this.
Yeah, I mean, Tempests are a fantastic anti-Colossus unit, of course. You know, especially with the Oracle tag, you can get that maximum value from the Tempest, maximum range from the Tempest. Just Phoenixes. We just saw Phoenixes in that battle, especially with the shield battery there. They take a little bit too long to kill the Colossi in a defensive stance.
Yeah.
Very good against probes, very good against small clusters of gateway units. I think they can win this fight against these Stalkers, but they don't want to take it. Oh, there's the separated carrier from the pack.
Oh, shield battery.
Oh,
Overcharge goes down and says, get out of here. The Phoenix end up paying for their crimes there. They're going to tickle Mama a little bit, but that is a big Mama. She ain't going to go down to a little bit of a tickle. She hangs on there.
She hardly felt it.
Yeah, she's got layers of armor. And one of the highest hit points, probably the highest hit point unit in the game, right? 700, right? 350 shields, 350 hit points. Even tankier than an Ultralisk is Mama.
She is a heckin' chunker. There is only one of her, so it's easy to focus her down. Ooh, speaking of focusing down, a lot of probes dying there for Haas. Good work and damage there with Nice's army. But it does feel like, speaking of armies, Nice's is a little bit wanting. You know, not a whole lot here in terms of firepower. Supply's a little low as well. He's trying to take into Tempest at the moment. Ooh, Nova's coming forward. If he can hit all the Colossi and erase them, there's definitely hope here for Nice.
Well, the Phoenix can actually still do okay versus the Interceptors, right? Oh, there's not many Disruptor shots left on the ground, though, and the Tempests are starting to take some big hits. Oh, only a couple Tempests out, but, you know, if you can get Haas to retreat, the Tempest's always going to be good from a distance. And Disruptors, anytime they fire and land on the army, Disruptors are just the best anti-ground unit in the game. Phoenix are trying to bait him in here. Disruptor shots, ooh, will they go out?
Colossus. Disruptor shots are coming forward here for Nice to try and hit with Haas's army. He clips a couple of the Colossi there. Ooh, good Novas from Nice. Very low hit point Colossi. Easy targets for those Phoenixes.
Just lost all of his Phoenix, though. That is one problem.
But he has Tempests.
Lots of them as well. Yeah, he's going to hit that point where he can one-shot these carriers in the near future, and +2 is about to finish for those carriers. Only +1 attack, +1 shields done for Nice. And his top right base is about to get snipped off. He's going to lose that one. And a bunch of probes throwing. Ooh, nice. So many probes about to go down.
Yeah, the army of Haas is going to catch that probe transfer, slicing through those probes with the magic of laser beams. Well, I guess it's science, not really magic, but whatever. Protoss also have spells.
The High Templar attack is definitely magic, but
yeah,
those ones mostly lasers and robots shooting lasers, but cannons and batteries going down. I don't know. Feel like you definitely need a 5th base here is Nice. It's all about this frontal fight, though. Ooh, one carrier getting low. Where is the Revelation? These Tempests are way too far forward.
And they're not target firing there. They were looking at Interceptors there for a second. Now they're focusing down the carriers. Nova's screaming forward. The Colossi of Haas get the Novas on them. The big blink forward from Nice. Trying to get those Stalkers into the mix.
Oh, all the Tempests have gone down, though. These carriers are just ravaging right now, even with the batteries going. It feels like... Oh my gosh. I mean, batteries are good. Archon is good. That Archon's killed a lot of Interceptors in this fight. Interceptor count's low. Only 30 Interceptors here, but 3 more carriers come in. As long as Haas keeps those carriers alive, this is a massive victory for him.
And he sees diving to that Tempest. He's like, this is the only thing that's a threat to me, even though there's just one. Archon actually doing some splash damage on the ground here. Blink Stalker's coming forward as well.
Yeah, it's
I
just too
think
much though.
Nice
This is all
Haas
that's
has
left.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
Haas got this.
Haas with the carriers manages to take down. I mean, this was such a complicated army for Nice. The big problem was the fact that so much of it was in Stalkers, and you can micro the Disruptors on their ground, your Phoenix can clean up the Interceptors, your Tempest can focus fire the carriers, your Stalkers don't add much fight. So with the Tempest going down so early, not being microed back, not being focus fired, that was very unfortunate for Nice, who was trying to claw his way back in the game. But hey, hats off to Haas, who was like, dude, I'm just going to keep expanding. We're going to go Colossus. We're going to show you Disruptors, make you build a handful of Phoenix. I'm going to make even more, except I'm not, because then I'm going to lose them. And then the game's going to get weird. It's going to get crazy, but I'm going to make carriers. I mean, what a wild game. That was so back and forth.
This series has had it all. Like, it's got everything from really high-level decision-making to just disastrous mistakes to every single tech path. Like, and we're going to the ace match. This is such a close battle between Haas and Nice. This rivalry is so entertaining, so fun, and just an incredible close match. So I'm really looking forward to Game 7. Of course, there were some of the big moments here where Haas came through with Mama for the first time. She gets plucked off, as Mama tends to get done. But, you know, those Colossi really showing value here. That if you get 5-6 Colossi there with their attack upgrades, man, Gateway units melt.
Yeah, I'm watching those Tempests just turn around like they had mosquitoes buzzing around their heads going, ah, stop it. Definitely missed a few volleys. They were way too far forward. And that was just the wrong way to take the fight, I do think, at the beginning of that. Nice really needed to be kiting backwards, using the Revelation, trying to pick off a few carriers. You need to force the other person to kind of dive into you. You've got to use that range advantage with the Tempest. You can't just stand your ground like that. And in the end, Haas comes out on top. 8 carriers, pretty hard to take down.
Yeah, 8 carriers beats a lot when you're nowhere close to max. So unfortunately there for Nice, he didn't quite get to capitalize on that point, which means that Haas is threatening. We're going to the ace match, guys. Game 7. Europe is scheduled to start in like 10 minutes. So let's see what Game 7 looks like. What if they go for the split map? What if they go for that split map mass air army? Like, you know, like a max said PvP, like one of those just, I'm going to sit there behind cannons and just make carriers and a mothership, and I'm only going to send out DTs and charge lots, and that's all you're going to hear from me until I'm maxed out. I love Max Ed. Next week is China, by the way, speaking of Max Ed. Very excited about that.
We're going to see some more Max Ed games. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. But for now, what better way to finish it than on El Submarino? That's right. The smallest map, a wild map, and 2 of the craziest Protoss players out there. Please, someone send a probe across the map. Let's see some proxy gates. Let's see some cannons. Let's see some wildness. We are going into the final deciding game of the Taiwan Grand Finals.
That's right. One map to decide it all, and I love it when it comes down to the wire like this. In the bottom right here, winning Game 6. Can he win Game 7 and take the throne back for himself? This is Haas.
And the new #1 ranked player in Taiwan. He looked great last season, much closer finals this season, but he wants it and he wants it bad. In the top left, representing Alpha X, he is Nice.
We've seen him get better and better and better over time. Felt like 2020 was really the year when Nice was blossoming. It was a bud that became a beautiful flower. And Haas has got his shears, man. He's ready to prune that beautiful looking flower bud, turn him back into a stem. He's like, yeah, you're going to have to grow again next year, mate.
Nice. Someone who I think on paper, his stats are much higher than Haas. Honestly, when we look at it, he has evolved all of the standard stats that people look for. But the thing is that Haas, well, he has that way of just forcing you into the strange zone, really leveraging his strategic understanding, his knowledge. And he's going to start off this one with a hidden pylon down at the third base. Would not mind a proxy there. Just kind of a defensive proxy, right? Hide your tech, freak your opponent out. Nice way to start things.
Yes, indeed. I did want something a little bit wild here because it is submarine. This is also the map that Haas vetoes the hell out of in every matchup, by the way. So seems like a map that he just doesn't enjoy potentially, just because it's the first ban that he's done every series so far that we've seen of Haas in Taiwan.
There's just not enough proxy locations, Maynard. The map's too small.
Hard to be underhanded.
Yeah. He's just going to proxy a third gate.
Why
He's
not?
going to go 3 gate. Ooh.
I love it.
Houses, yeah. Definitely looking like he wants to proxy something down there. Keep no eyes on
Waiting
that.
for the 100 gas. Robo.
Wow, okay.
I mean, nice. Might spot this with the probes
He
coming
just
down here
queued
south.
it to exactly
God.
where it is. Oh, Nice has been scouting for proxies really well all series long. He finds it. Well done.
Howdy, neighbor. What you got down there? Oh my god.
Cancels it.
Yeah,
All
immediately
right.
in Stargate, and Nice going for Stargate as well. Stargate's a fantastic response to Robo. And it's also not a bad response to Stargate. So not like it's a huge edge for either player.
Oh my god,
Come on.
look at this big brain moment, Maynard. Nice has sent a probe down the bottom left to check. He's like, I bet he might have cancelled that. But look at what Haas has waiting for him. A stalker on patrol, but no, he pulls it back. Stay out there. You gotta stay out there. Haas really
he'll still
wants
kill
to
it. He'll
stop
still kill
this.
it.
Yeah. Oh, will he? Oh, he actually did kill it in time. Did not see that it was cancelled. Oh, well done. Great preparation. Nice, though. Pushing down here with 4 stalkers. He wants to confirm. He's like, no. I know who I'm playing against. I need to confirm.
Yeah, you do indeed. And there we go. Sees that Robo has been cancelled. So the 2 options here are either, Twilight Council, is he going down that path, or is it Stargate? So Nice needs a little bit more information here. Hallucination's not really abound just yet. Gonna get a pile on there in the natural. Haas doesn't really have the firepower to stop this.
Now, he didn't recall his 3 stalkers home, but Nice is going to grab 1 pylon. He's going to look for the other pylon as well. He's got to be careful he doesn't get trapped down there. This is a very ambitious move from Haas. He's got to be ready to recall. He does not have a recall ready right now. Oh, Nice. Careful. You could get punished. This is way too greedy for Game 7.
Yeah, 5 stalkers against 4. That's not in Nice's favor. Gonna lose big 2.
Oh, 3 hit points, Maynard. Barely survives. And you know what? Comes back in time to defend the Oracle. Ooh, nice Oracle doing damage. Haas Oracle not finding anything yet.
Yeah, the stalkers are here to meet it. It's dead.
Oh, goes down. Haas loses his Oracle, loses 6 probes at home. A fantastic start for Nice, who at the end of it is only up 2 probes, funnily enough. But you know what? Keeping the Oracle alive, having a second Oracle to join it. Phoenix do not deal with Oracles very well. Yes, a Phoenix can slowly hunt it down, but it's not going to kill it quickly. You can kind of ignore it, tank it, just go in there and kill a lot of probes. And with 2 Oracles joining up, this Phoenix needs to find them before they go in.
Phoenix is not what it used to be against Oracles, of course. It's going to tickle them a little bit, but...
Oh my gosh.
Just open that window. What is he playing, Metal Gear here? Phoenix is just like, huh? What was that noise?
Oh, Oracle miss micro from Nice there, but still going to grab 6 kills. He's going to lose that Oracle as well, though. Ouch. Worth it. I think that is worth it at this stage to do more damage, like in terms of overall in the opening. Obviously, you'd want more at that stage, but still up 8 workers. Opening looking great for Nice. Is going to go into a Robo. Both of them building Phoenix, except more for Nice. So Nice is going to win this little Phoenix war, have a few Phoenix for harassing and scouting. And Haas's hopes are on these Adepts, which get found.
They do indeed. Last Adept Shade could also be interrupted if he goes to the other lift, but there's Stalkers here to meet it anyway, so this Shade is suicidal for the Adept. Doesn't find any value at all. Nice. Really to be grabbing this game by the short hairs.
It's good to see him assert dominance. There's been a few moments where he's looked a little dicey in this series. It feels like he's let a few things slip away from him, but now just showing his class so far in this game. Haas is going to have to dig deep, and it's kind of hard when you've got someone who's scouting as well as Nice. How do you pull a fast one on him? How do you trick him? It's very difficult.
Yeah, he's tried proxying structures, canceling those structures, switching gears, but Nice has been keeping tabs. He's like, I know who I'm up against, like Pig mentioned. I know who I'm up against. I'm going to double check, triple check, make sure. You see that going to the top right here for Haas. Nice's Phoenix is still just owning the map. He's got map control here thanks to these flying units.
Yeah, Gateway Explosion so much quicker for Nice, who's already saturated both bases fully. He's going to lose a Phoenix for his troubles, potentially. Oh, saves it.
Control.
Nice control. I love that shuffle. Getting the low one to the back, getting the healthy Phoenix in front to potentially tank. Now, Haas is going to proxy a second Stargate in the bottom left. So he's banking on overturning the Phoenix lead. But there's going to be so many Blink Stalkers out by then. This is one of those like Haas things where I'm like, I get it. But I think he's under the impression Nice is committing a lot more to this than he is. It feels like Haas, if he commits to a whole lot of Phoenix here, well, they're going to show themselves and go, haha, win the Phoenix fight and run into 20 Stalkers and just go, oh no, well, now we just die at home. Like, how do we stop a Stalker push? I'm not sure if Haas is going to be able to add things like Colossus and Disruptors in time behind this.
Haas is our brother and sees what's happening in Nice Town. And he gets a look at the gateway count. Now, does this make Haas rethink the strategy? He's still got that second Stargate coming on in. So he believes in 2 Stargate Phoenix here. Making Immortals back at home. Triple Stargate, excuse me.
Triple Stargate Phoenix is just going to try and explode that count. It's going to be hard to get enough to really overwhelm the economy, but I can see how it works. If you can, just start picking up a bunch of probes, overwhelm the Phoenix in a separate fight, catch a few Stalkers on their own. There's a way this could work. You're building Immortals and batteries to defend any counter Blink Stalker attack. Nice is very confused right now. He's like, what are you doing, dude? This is not normal. I've got an observer in your base. You're still building Phoenix. You've got next to no production. What is this? He keeps sending in hallucinations. This base looks so empty. Nice cannot understand what's happening right now. He's like, are you really that far behind?
I'd say he's behind, but not that far. As we can see here with our Caster God cams, we know all about that extra Stargate to the south side. I mean, this is a probe eraser amount of Phoenixes.
Oh, there's a lot of anti-air though. Does fly over the Phoenix, which does pretty well. Loses a whole bunch of his own Phoenix though. He's lost 2 Phoenix there. Whole bunch very low in the red. Gets a little bit of damage. He's gonna continue to double down on the Phoenix. He's adding a Robo Bay. Second Robo behind this. Channeling his inner Rotterdam. Phoenixes, Colossus. This is definitely the sort of stuff that Roddy would love to see. Lots of Immortals to start. They are going to try to hang on against this big old counter attack. It's a mass Blink Stalker attack from Nice.
Just got old Phoenix Immortal here with the Phoenix on the other side of the map to get some more probe damage done. They're using all of their lifts, so they're not going to be able to assist, but there's too many Stalkers for them to really be a whole lot of help anyway. Haas cancels his third base. Nice still has his, even though he lost a bunch of probes, still has the ability to make 3 probes at once.
Oh, the blink.
Probes at the moment.
He's going for the main. He's going for the main with the force field. Prism has loaded up sentries, and he is going to blink up all of his Stalkers here. And he says, this is my base now. Get out. And Haas, I mean, he can't recall. No energy in the main. He can't recall.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Nice is inside the main. And Haas can't get back up there. The force fields are good. The Immortals are too chalky. And without energy, he's got no recall. Nice jumps up in his seat. He's like, oh, is this it? Am I champion again? 2 seasons in a row?
Oh my God. What a way to finish off the series. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I can't break a whole ton of Immortals in that natural with batteries, but guess what? I got the flexibility. Comes up onto the high ground and just climbs right inside of him. A lovely way to finish off this series. A big disruptor shot there for Haas. But his main base is gone.
Yeah, he's going to need more where that came from. Haas is just trying to fight here with what he can, but he doesn't even have the supply to be able to build anything. He's got 4 pylons that need to finish up here for him to actually make anything. He's got Immortals coming in for that low ground, trying to use Prism Ferry here to shave into this Stalker count. You know, Haas's army is bigger. Big blink forward there from Nice. A lot of Haas's army is Phoenixes, though, which just aren't super useful here, except for, shutting down the Prism, sure.
Evac there with the recall. A few Stalkers blink out. And that is a 1 base Haas. 37 probes, 1 base. He has 6 Immortals, a Disruptor, 7 Phoenix, a Sentry, and a Dream. He is continuing to build Phoenixes. He's trying to retake his 3rd base at this point. But Nice is simply doubling down on his production, adding batteries at home to defend any potential counterattack. Stalkers going across the map. 7 shield batteries at home. Seems like a bit of overkill.
Haas is still very anti-Stalker. But Nice, like you mentioned, he's 3 bases against 1 here. Haas trying to get up another base. His main, his tech, it's gone. He's trying to replenish it now.
Goodbye,
he's
Disruptor.
Making 2 Disruptors at a time. Yep, gets the Disruptor there. He's making 2 at a time, so we'll be able to replenish.
Yeah. Oh, these Phoenix picking up a lot of these Stalkers here. Obviously, we saw nice panic last time he was in that scenario. Kept fighting, remember, and lost all of his Stalkers. This time he does choose the better part of Valor and retreats. I wouldn't mind seeing that 4th base. Keep talking about it here, because I think he just can't fathom the idea of Haas saying, yeah, I'm going to just rebuild and go back to 2 base and try to macro 2 base versus 3. Like, He's like, no, 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 I knocked you down to 1 base and I killed all your tech in production. You can't keep playing this game. You need to leave. But Ass, I mean, he's not going to give up. He's got a ton of immortals. This is an amazing anti-stalker up.
Even though Nice has a 2 upgrade lead here, you know, he's got plus 2 attack on these Stalkers. The counter to the Stalkers is here in spades for Haas. Not only the immortals, but also the Disruptor as well.
There is a Zealot drop coming down the right-hand side. It's economy. DT Shrine is finished. Double Robo Disruptor coming out for Nice as well now. And is going to try and hit the left-hand side with the Stalker. Zealots on the right. He realizes that Haas's economy is small. He cannot take a lot of damage. Phoenix going to try and respond to those Zealots. Oh, Prism goes into the main to warp in, but there's nothing there. He's like, wait, you haven't even rebuilt your main base. Oh my lord, your economy's bad.
And these invisible men are something that Haas just doesn't want to have to deal with at this point. He's got a detector in the natural. He could detect the DT, lift it up. Oh man, Nice taking a huge econ lead and also grabbing some disruptors there in the natural.
Wow. Gets a Phoenix, gets a Disruptor. The DT still going ham. Stalkers run to the left-hand side. Disruptor used to take out the DT. Oh, but Haas is just done. I mean, there's a 4th on the way. Nice has got +3 DTs, Disruptors, Stalkers, more DTs warping into the natural and the main. Haas here running around. He's got probes in his army. I mean, at this point, he's doing a pull the boys. And I'll tell you what, do you think charge lot Disruptor's hard to control? Try using a probe pool with your Disruptor shots. It's awkward as all hell.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't charge lots. They're just regular Zealots, unfortunately, because Haas never managed to get charged on.
Yep. Got a DT just killing pylons one at a time. Oh, this has been such a good play from Nice. And, you know, with that big pause, with the tech issues, with Haas getting into the lobby, the big delay on the start of this finals, I was a bit worried that Nice might lose a bit of focus. We might not see the best series. But we've seen a lovely series. It's been scrappy. It's been chaotic. Both players have really tried to mind game each other. We've seen some very cool Stargate tech swaps from Nice and Haas, really trying to get the correct tech to take each other down. The openings have been dynamic. At the end of the day, though, Nice has just been so consistent and solid, and I'm very impressed with this player.
And all he needs to do here is hold on as Haas is all in AF. There's not a whole lot left for him in the tank. He is running on fumes, and Nice, he's money for days. He's lighting cigars with $100 bills over here. He's got Disruptors ready to ruin this entirely almost immortal army of Haas. The Phoenix is trying to lift up some Disruptors, but there's only so many lifts that are in these Phoenixes and only so many Phoenixes. Nice Stalkers biding their time. Ooh, Nova from Haas gets 2 of the Disruptors there of Nice. But again, the numbers are just here for the blue Protoss and not really here for the red one. GG. Nice is champion of Taiwan 2 seasons in a row.